very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico di Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and son of the Wenabisha, and Nina Cosa Hansoya, Nana Jama, and Yana Farosi, Obanana, all the Americans, and then saw no totua yaba no wanene Because you will make a Biafra with your source and no more and we're not going to do it. But you know what? I would like you to know that someone is because no, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you. The very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico di Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and son of the Wenabisha, and Nina Cosa Hansoya, Nana Jama, and Yana Farosi, Obanana, all the Americans, and then saw no totua yaba no wanene and you were not young. Because you will make a Biafra with your source and no more and we're not going to do it. You wait no more. But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
So you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own action. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. All the same government brought them in. Are you people deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where would the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Zone, you come to Onaji, you come to Ebema, you come to Agulere, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building a way to Niger, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria, one Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our manpower, you take everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport. Refinery. You take oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out. Pages of the newspaper to give the world the deceiving impression that everything is okay. When things go easy and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back to say Nigeria is one. You must stay in it. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You are suffering. They are killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I'm subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Biafra wrote to President Biden. In it, Biafra said, come and help us fight terrorism, in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep plotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not educated. When I say it, they say, I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of you are not educated. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we are born, where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens.
Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue. Because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me, O Lord, you will vindicate IPOB, you will vindicate your children of Biafra, according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked, bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land, bring an end to their abductions, bring an end to their kidnappings, bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent, Bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam. Bring to an end their mediocrity. Bring to an end their senseless feudal rule. Bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors. They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee, because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, O Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God, and you are an upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High. For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore, we pray. He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men.
Biafra has to be an independent state, but it has to be economically viable, and you can't really have that with Nigeria as it is. How do we get there?
We cannot be economically viable if we are not politically viable.
Right.
And political viability means complete and absolute independence.
It has to have, yeah.
We must be independent.
Yeah.
And again, God creates countries and nations, and not man. There are many ways that nations can emerge. It is always an organic process. We understand that. We respect that. What most commentators don't appreciate about Africa, and which most Africans are a bit slightly uncomfortable with, is that somebody coming from Europe, and without regard for your culture, your traditions, your way of life, saying, you are now in one country and your name is Nigerian.
Right.
There is something unnatural about it.
Yes.
I said to the British government, if you had come, conquered my people, which is a natural human process, that is entirely natural.
Right.
If you had come, conquered our people, made us English, I can live with that.
Yeah.
But to come and hand over a children of God over to something completely alien, this same culture that we have in the north, which is an Islamic culture, tried to take us over many years ago, and they failed. You now came and completed the cycle for them. There is something evil about it.
Yeah, something inorganic about it.
Inorganic.
Yeah.
Very, very inorganic. And you cannot. We don't talk about economic development, because before you talk about economy, you talk about things like policies, both macro and micro, the rest of it. You are dealing with people who cannot differentiate between macro and micro.
No, absolutely.
That's
right.
a problem.
Yeah. Education is key for the world outside Biafra, and that's where this starts. The political has to start in the education.
That's correct.
When you speak to people in the UK, people in the US, is there an openness to independence for Biafra?
No, there isn't. It's what you get is very condescending, wishy-washy. These are black Africans. Really, what do they know? Sort of attitude. We know best than they do, and we try as much as possible to enlighten and educate the American and, by extension, the European audience to the fact that before you had freedom and liberty in any part of the world, in Biafra land we had freedom and liberty. Before you had political asylum in any other part of the world, where I come from, there was political asylum being granted to people. That is the meaning of Biafra anyway. Come and join if you believe in our value system. We had a series of both political, legal, and legislative structures that endured for thousands of years. These were unceremoniously swept away in the name of, I don't know, civilization or advancement.
Right.
Therefore, the British must be questioned, or the mentality or the psyche of Europeans and, by extension, Americans must be put to the test to explain, to rationalize why the emergence of states in Africa cannot be allowed to adopt the same organic route by which every other civilized nation emerged. Why is that impossible? That's what I ask Americans and Europeans.
And their answers are not good. There are no answers. Yeah.
They don't have any answers to it. All they say is that, why didn't you just get on with it? I want the same things that you have in America. I want liberty. I want freedom. I want all the rest of it. That is what makes you a human being, or else you're an animal. And being forced to live in cages in Africa, or being forced to live more or less like animals, is not a situation we are prepared to tolerate for very long.
No. Yeah.
Death is better.
Have there been armed clashes between Biafrans and Boko Haram? Has there been a defense of Biafrans?
No, not at all, because we are not allowed to defend ourselves. They can kill us. They can get arms flowing in from Lebanon, from Iran, from Saudi Arabia. There are jihadists coming from all over the place, coming in there. There was a plane load of arms that came in, was detained at the airport from Egypt. The Arab world, that is what drives me insane. The Arab world and the Islamic world are busy supporting Boko Haram in their stated aim of spreading Islam to Christians in Nigeria. The Christian world are not reciprocating. They are not coming to our rescue. I don't know how you can defend yourself against somebody who is armed with RPGs, armed with AK-47s. I don't know if you do that through prayer and fasting. I do not know.
Right.
that is the sort of condition we're faced with. In other words, as we speak right now, the process of Islamization is gathering momentum, and no one is doing anything.
Right. It's medieval. It's you will convert or you will die.
They crucified some people. Was it 2 days ago? I think we've got the pictures on Facebook.
They actually
crucified some people.
They actually crucified.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. There's something ISIS is doing that they're doing that we're going to, you either convert or we kill you. And I don't know why the world expects us to deal with that. It's either there is something going on. It's either everyone else is a Muslim. That's why I say sometimes that everyone in the West is a Muslim. That's what I say, because you couldn't possibly keep quiet when such a thing is going on.
No.
It's terrible.
No.
Terrible.
You're opening my eyes in ways I knew this was going to be eye-opening. I did not realize what is happening. Who is Boko Haram organically? Are they a government creation? Are they...
Boko Haram is, you need to understand the geopolitics of Nigeria to then start comprehending the concept or the ideology that drives the insanity that is Boko Haram. In the north, you have the areas you call the Mohammedan Emirates of the North. Mm-hmm. These are people who are predominantly, by ancient culture and tradition, Islamic. They are Hausa, Fulani people. In the west, coming down near Lagos, is you have the Yoruba people, and in the east you have the Biafran people. Now, the Hausa Fulani people, we are told by the British that they have the right to rule in perpetuity Nigeria. The British in 1953 and 57 were involved in a massive fraud to rig the census results. In other words, they skewed the numbers to always favor the Hausa Fulani people that they may remain in power. And the reason for that is that the British is scared that Biafran people, especially the Igbos, are somehow human, that we can think properly.
Yeah.
And we have the oil. The oil wells the reserves, everything is where we come from.
In Biafra.
And the British couldn't retain or sustain their colonial presence in Africa because the USA asked them to leave. So what they now did is to take the control of the oil, hand it over to a group of people they think they can manipulate very easily. That's all. That's what has happened. And now they now believe that they have the right to rule. Unfortunately for them, President Goodluck Jonathan, the incumbent, emerged out of circumstances that could be described as somehow mysterious. He came up as the president, and now they don't like it. 3 people funded Boko Haram. The ex-president, head of state Buhari, another ex-head of state, Hausa Fulani Islamic person called Babangida, another vice president, Atiku Abubakar. They consciously went out to fund Boko Haram because Buhari said after Jonathan won the 2011 elections that I will make the country ungovernable. He said it openly. Oh. And they went ahead to do it by killing poor, defenseless Biafran Christians because they know that Christians around the world will not come to our rescue.
Yeah.
They also know that no other people will come to our rescue because they don't want us to emerge as a people. That's a problem.
Yeah. So the British don't want you to emerge as a people.
No.
Aha.
That's a problem.
It's a huge problem.
Massive. But this time around, whether they like it or not, I'm sure the British didn't want the USA to emerge either.
No.
Whether they like it or not, we shall emerge.
Yeah.
Or everything else there will die.
It'll have to. I mean,
yes.
It's one or the other at this point.
One thing has to happen. Either we have Biafra or we all die. There's no going back this time around. There'll be no exile, no running away. That is our land. We've lived there for thousands of years. That's where we were born. That's where we will die.
Yeah. Are you all willing to go back and be there?
At the drop of a heart, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a heartbeat.
Yeah.
We'll go there.
And obviously loved ones are there, and
they're there. My parents are there. My loved ones are there.
Yeah.
And it's a land we've been in for, thousands of
years, and a history, and a rich culture, and a vibrant way of life that has literally been
obliterated.
Yeah.
You go to the book of Leviticus. 80% of what you have in the book of Leviticus occurs where I come from. 80%. 80%.
The Levitical law.
Everything. It wasn't us. I strongly believe, this is my hypothesis, of course I hold on to it very strongly. As soon as the British discovered in the late 18th century, because the same Hausa Fulani people in Zamfara told them, I think I have the map somewhere in London, that across that river lies what they believed to be part of the lost tribe of Israel, all hell broke loose. Yeah. There was then a very systematic and deliberate policy to obliterate our history. The British first said that the Igbos don't have any history. First of all, they removed the name Biafra, which was exactly the name they used to go into treaties with us. They used, you see there clearly written, the chiefs of Ishekiri and Biafra. They then quietly took that away to now only take a component of that, one clan alone, which is Igbo. Because in Biafra you have the Idoma, you have the Igbo, you have the Bibio, you have the Efik, you have the Izon people, which they call Ijo, you have the Shekiri, you have the Robo, and some parts of Igala.
Wow.
These are the 7 people that make up, these are the 7 tribes that make up Biafra land. The British came, then isolated all the rest, those of our cousins around us, and focused their attention on us. But there's one good thing about it, is that in their amalgamation document that they produced in 1904 or thereabout, which I still have, they made reference, the very first time a European is referring to an African race as great. Yes, the man said the great Igbo race across the Niger. And that speaks volumes.
And the Niger's the river.
The river.
And they, so Nigeria is taken from just drawing lines on the map from the river.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the name. I mean, the name is Nigeria, named after a river. Before that was the Royal Niger Company, which is a British company,
right,
which by royal charter was running the whole place. And then from that, incrementally, I have all the paperwork.
Yeah.
They signed. At no time did we give the British the consent to form a country called Nigeria. At no time in our history. I have all the paperwork. We gave them our land to trade.
Right.
That's all. But they went ahead and gradually decided to form a country. Despised us so much that they handed us over to Hausa Fulani Islamic Caliphate. And now they're killing us and nobody's coming to our rescue, which I think is very sad.
If we come to the rescue, how are we coming?
We need support from USA, from United States government, from the Christian community in the USA, and more importantly also from the Jewish community in the USA. They did something, in fairness to them, in 1968, 69, 70. The Jewish Congress in the USA did something. They tried to lobby the US government and Congress to do something about Biafra. From these 3 groups, we expect a lot to come from them to pressure the Obama administration to support what we are doing, to make sure that Biafra comes to exist. Biafra is the only natural ally that USA will ever have in Africa.
In Africa, yeah.
Natural. We are never going to bomb USA, are we? We can come here to work for you. We're never going to kill you. That's number one.
Yeah.
We are very, very loyal, hardworking, and friendly people. Go and ask anyone, they will tell you. And I see no reason why a people that believe in the irreducibility of an individual, that believes in liberty, that believes in equality and in freedom, the same creed, the same ideals upon which this very great nation USA was founded upon, why would you not naturally gravitate towards those people? I can't understand it.
Right.
And if you want to stop the menace of Boko Haram, they should support the creation of Biafra.
Absolutely.
That's all they need to do. We don't want them to do anything. Just come at the UN or make a press statement in the White House by saying that the people of Biafra, their suffering is intolerable. We may have to revisit the issue of them still belonging to one Nigeria. That's what they need to say. That's all.
And it would change.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's a game changer. It's finished.
Yeah. Wow.
We don't need U.S. troops to come.
No.
We are more than capable. We held out for 3 years.
Yeah.
Against the combined might of Britain, USSR, and the entire Arab world.
Yeah.
For 3 years. So we can deal with them. Trust me, we can. We can.
And do they want that? Does Boko Haram want that? Do they want that violent end?
They do. And sometimes in life, you need to confront them violently.
Yeah.
Or else it will continue to fester.
Yeah.
We must meet them.
And that's hard as Christians.
Yes.
That's hard.
Very, very hard, because we don't take life where we come from.
No.
In other cultures and religion and language, you call another person a human being or a person. Where we come from, we say mad, which means the beauty of life. So you're forbidden from killing anybody.
Yeah.
You don't kill somebody, because that is the embodiment of God's creation. A person is known as mad. Mad means beauty of life. So you don't take life. So it's very hard for us.
Yeah. But you've been pushed.
No, we are being killed.
Yeah.
Killed.
Not pushed, killed.
Not pushed. We are being killed.
Let me ask a couple.
Sure.
I'll sit down here too. Christians, by and large, seem to be oriented towards individual faith, and they seem to be reluctant to face the fact that at times war is necessary. Yes. They call the concept of a holy war being something that you have to struggle with. How have you looked at that? How do you take your faith and the need to sometimes go to war? How does that work for you? How have you? Because you're a very thoughtful man, and I know you've had to look at these issues and defend it.
Yes, the thing is my faith taught me to value life, to try to live by the same tenets that have been preached over the years, as contained in the Bible. But there comes a time when self-preservation takes precedence over and above whatever we may think suits us individually. Because by going to war, we are seeking to preserve, in our case, the children of God. If you do nothing, you become extinct. And there will be no one left to worship God where we come from. So the best thing for us to do is to try as much as possible to reason or come to some level of agreement or accommodation with our adversaries, which has failed so far. The only alternative left for us is to go and meet them wherever we can find them. And we don't have any difficulties, because the reason why you have the U.S. Army is to preserve the ideals upon which this country is founded upon. Even your own body has its own defense immune system, isn't it? Without it, the human body will perish. Everywhere you go to, even in heaven, you have angels with their swords guarding the gates of heaven, against the forces of darkness and of hell. So even if you extrapolate the argument and take it away into the natural world, where nature rather than reason obtains, you will still see the same phenomenon and forces at play, that there is need for you to defend yourself.
I have another question, and that is, certainly our founding fathers had to struggle with that very issue. As it related to England, they had a strong faith, different faiths, possibly, but they had to come up with a Declaration of Independence. You are the vocal person that has really brought together Radio Biafra. What are the coalitions you have? Do you find that you have... How would you write your Declaration of Independence? What would be included within that? What are the values? Would there be religious freedom for other people who have a different point of view?
Yes, there will be religious freedom. We've had it before. By our very nature, by our name, Biafra means come and join. That's the meaning of it.
Yeah.
Everybody, including the Sultan of Sokoto, can seek asylum in Biafra. We'll respect him and will allow him to come in. It's in our nature. That's how we are. From childhood, your thoughts. If your mom is beating you up or whatever, or chastises you a lot, you just run to the next person. All you need to do is to hold them very tightly, and your mom or your dad will never touch you. We've always had it. So tolerance is interwoven in our essence, in our being. Freedom, freedom, freedom. In every way you can imagine it. There is a name, there's something we say will come from Onyenachia, means I can never judge you, it's between you and your God. So that tells you.
Absolutely.
We are the original architects of freedom, and the British will attest to that.
Yeah.
We never had any theocracy, no dictatorship, no kings, nothing for thousands of years. We are not about to start now.
For the first time, I think America, in the face of ISIS going into Syria and Iraq, has opened our eyes to the reality of the desire for a caliphate. We think of that now in terms of the Middle East, but Africa has been facing that for a long time. Talk to us about a little bit about the mission that the Islamic jihadists have within Africa to control all of Africa.
And to dovetail on that, it's because this tolerance and this freedom that Americans feel, that you feel, Boko Haram does not feel. And ISIS does not feel. And as near as I can tell, Islam does not feel. I'm not a judge of Islam. I don't know.
I will judge them because you don't live with them.
No.
I do.
Yeah.
So I can judge them.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is this. If you go back to the statements made by the man that brought this virulent form of Islam into Nigeria, made Othman Danfodio, from Othman Danfodio to Ahmadu Bello, the son, and right up until this very moment, there's been one common theme running through everything they have said, their ideology, their philosophy, their thinking, their way of life, which is to propagate violent Islam all the way to the ocean. That's something you must know. That work has continued unabated. Biafra is the only piece of unconquered Islamic territory in West Africa, and they are seeking to take it. They vowed to take Biafra. Is on tape, which we will supply you with. So you can see what these people are saying. When you bomb Afghanistan, when USA bombs Afghanistan, they kill us in Nigeria. When there is a cartoon of Prophet Muhammad, they kill us. Every blessed day we are dying. We live with the reality. The slow march of Islam has been ceaseless from time, encouraged by the British. Encouraged by the British. Whatever they have been. The British government, you may wish to know, has never supported the independence of any Christian country in the world since the beginning of time. But they have always consciously and studiously supported the emergence of an independent Islamic caliphate.
Yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia.
One of the criticisms that could
Lawrence
come your way,
of Arabia.
or at least questions that could come your way,
Yeah.
and that is Biafra does have control of the principal oil within Nigeria, were it to be formed under the present
Yes,
situation.
that's correct, yes.
That is a major obstacle, I would imagine, for people who are frightened of the fact that if you do gain control, they will lose the opportunity of having access to that. How do you approach, as an independent Biafra, the issues that are around the oil, around criticisms, and the resistance that will happen to your independence on the basis of that resource alone?
The resource, we believe in development, which means the oil will have to be sold to our friends and to our partners, and in return, I'm an economist myself, in return we get vital foreign exchange with which, or foreign reserves with which to try and develop other aspects of the economy. We believe in what investment. We would like companies from countries that are friendly and supportive of Biafra to come in to invest in Biafra. We want investment. We don't want to be like Saudi Arabia, you sell oil and you buy everything else. No.
Right.
We want tangible, concrete investments to come in. We are not going to drink the oil. is a natural resource. We need to give it to the economies of our friends to keep growing, because a very healthy US economy or a very healthy EU economy is also going to be beneficial to Biafran. So we can find export markets for our goods and services. We are like that. I mean, we're not, we understand the intricacies of world economy and the need to make available to the international market your resources to continue to fuel human development. So it is not a problem. Our oil fields and that very sector will be open to our friends, and only to our friends. You can't expect not to help us and then eventually we let you in. It's not going to work that way. But if you help us, of course, it's there for all to have access to. We've gone on record to say that oil is not our problem. All we want is freedom. Oil is not the issue. The issue is freedom. Once we have freedom and a semblance of dignity, then we can exist as human beings, because right now I don't see myself as a human being. A monkey is better than me because I don't have freedom.
One of the things that it's always impressed me, the more I've come to know about your country's history, is the productivity of your people through the ages. You have been, and now many of them who have left Nigeria are all over the world, being productive, hoping that this would happen. I know when Israel eventually became its own country, there was a homecoming, and probably millions of people going to their homeland again. Is that part of your vision? Tell us a little bit about your vision for the future.
They will come back, including some of you from the USA as well. That will be the most natural home for African American people. It will be natural. That will be very, very natural for them to come to, because if you look at the map of Biafra, which is right here in front of us, you will see that the rising sun is cleverly positioned on the black strip of the flag, which means that we bring light where there is darkness. That's what we do. Everybody will run open doors, not just for Biafrans, but also for African Americans that have not been able to connect with Africa for very many centuries. They can come back and become a part of it. Because mind you, most of the people that were taken away from Africa to come to work in the plantations of the USA came from the Bight of Biafra. This is where we come from. We open our doors for them to try and come back in. Everybody is welcome to come back, to be there.
One of the things they talk about in the Middle East is that none of the countries there outside of Israel pass the public square test. And the public square test is that you can stand on the corner of a street and be critical of their government and their religion and survive. It seems to me this is a stand for freedom and for liberty.
Yes.
And your focus on liberty is a very important part of what drives you.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about your own journey. I mean, you have gone through beatings. I understand you've been in
everything. I've been stripped naked and everything for my faith.
Talk to us a little bit about your journey, because it has been a personal one where you continue to be a voice for Biafra.
Yes. It started very many years ago. I was educated in England. I went to school in London, and upon graduation, I decided to serve my people, because I didn't like what was going on. We have a group of friends, about 6 of us from Africa. We said when we graduate, we pick one tiny African country and go there and try and develop it. Very, very thoughtful and quite progressive of us. And upon graduation, the rest got very blue chip jobs and developed cold feet. I decided to carry on with it, because I felt that the only thing that makes you human is your ability to reason. And as an African, as somebody from Biafra land, unless my land reflects what I believe I possess up here, then I have not made any telling or meaningful contribution to the advancement of mankind. So I decided to plug ahead with it. I went home initially to try and see what we can do to start a revolution on the ground, because the existing order is essentially irredeemably corrupt, as you well know. So we started it, and it didn't quite go very well. I came back to the UK, reassembled, and went back again. We met a few people. We started Radio Biafra. and we started preaching the truth in 2009. And some people were uncomfortable with it. And when I traveled home for a private family ceremony, I was kidnapped. I was beaten, I was tortured, I had people spit at me, some urinated and poured it at me, and for speaking the truth, for telling them that the way they were doing things weren't proper. That wasn't enough. I was arrested before then at Murtala Mohammed Airport. I was detained for 8 days solitary confinement at the SSS headquarters because I was preaching Biafra, had some Biafra materials on me. And after that, I was transferred to Abuja under military escort, a 5-car convoy. I was detained for 3 months, solitary confinement again. And there I met the coup plotters from Equatorial Guinea, Maktacha, or the rest of them. And actually, I think the reason why God sent me there was because to save the lives of those people, I believe. Because had I not gone in there, they would have been killed. But as soon as I came out, I told Amnesty International what was going on, and then they started to sort of fight for them to be released and stuff. So I came, and then I struggled again to start Radio Biafra. People weren't forthcoming. I became homeless in England as a result of it because I was investing so much in broadcasting on shortwave, which is it's very prohibitively expensive. And then we continued, went on to the internet, that our budget could carry us, and then now we're on satellite. So, and it's been relentless, because one thing is, if you're doing the right thing, which I believe we're doing, you continue doing it until at a time when the world will then come to the realization that what you're saying is true, because the suffering has continued, the killings, the death, the deprivation, the deportation. I'm not sure you know that you deport people. Do you know you can deport somebody from a part of Nigeria to another?
How do you do that?
By forcibly removing them from the streets, locking them up somewhere, putting them in a vehicle, and then transporting them to wherever you want them to go to.
Americans have seen, quote, the Arab Spring actually create more chaos in Africa and the Middle East. It is unchained, even worse conditions. Now you're talking almost like a Christian spring. What's different about your approach? How do you move from talking about it on Radio Biafra to actually having it happen? You mentioned, a couple of statements by the government of the United States would help in the UN, those kinds of things. But tell me, how does that move? What's it different? How's it different?
That's what people are waiting for, because people keep asking us all the time, what is the US government stance on what we are agitating for or talking about? What is the UN saying? That's what they want to hear.
Right.
What does America think? And the UN. So for us, that is the trigger, that is the catalyst that will solve a lot of problems. And the world must be able to rise up and be very mature about it, to say to themselves that in Africa, actually, we do have human beings who can reason properly and not try to be as condescending as they've been all this while, or to...
For years.
I mean, there seems to be this very funny thing that self-awareness of criticism works in the West, but you, as a black person from Africa, you're not allowed to criticize yourself or something. I don't believe in that. I believe in being self-critical. If I've done something wrong, I believe in praising myself. How we're going to do it is very simple. The American public is also very critical in this. If the American public can give us their support, that will then spur us on to go back to our people and to say the government may not be listening, but the people that own America are listening, and we can work with them. That will then give them the impetus to go ahead and rightfully possess what belongs to them. Because one thing we're not going to have, which is what we're making it very clear to the world, is this. The status quo can't continue. I'm afraid it can't continue. It can't. And in terms of controlling the outcome, the aftermath of any kind of spring that may result, is that you always look at the value system of a people. That is the determinant. That determines the outcome. Those of them that believe in unwavering Sharia Islam, you always know that you cannot have a democracy, liberty, or freedom under Islamic rule. It's there in the Quran if we bother to read it. It's there. It can never happen. And then you have Biafrans on the other end of the spectrum that believes in libertarian values, not just liberty. We are libertarians to the extreme. When you grow up where we come from, you migrate a few miles away from your father's house so that your parents would even have to disturb you. You go there and grow your own family all by yourself. We come from a country where if you're born a male child, automatically, by right of nature, one day you will become a landlord. You will have a piece of land upon which to build. Irreducible. It never changes. Therefore, in our bones, not just in the blood, we have the DNA of freedom implanted in it. All these things changed, and we're trying to go back to it. So we can never, the excesses of what happens when you have a new African country won't apply in our case, because frankly we're not like them.
Right.
Can never be.
Yeah.
We are different.
And doing so, as you say, is part of what Americans, what Westerners would refer to as seed planting, as putting a Christian, economically cooperative people in a place where we've really not had that.
Exactly. And not only that, I travel across the stretch of Africa. I travel from Gabon all the way to Gambia.
Oh my.
All the time. And it would please me to see Americans, all these my people here, bring down their friends to come home on holidays to say, these are my friends, I brought them from the USA and all the rest for us to enjoy. You can't do that anymore, can you? Because you're afraid of kidnappings and all the rest of it, all these social vices and ills. The best thing that America can ever do in terms of its foreign policy is to support the emergence of Biafra. Ever. Because, as you quite rightly pointed out, from Biafra, America can always use Biafra as an example. The same way that Israel is used as an example in the Middle East. Isn't it very funny that Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East where you can vote, you can actually stand on the street corner and criticize anybody you like.
Including the Israelis.
And nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
Nothing. I said to people that criticism can only make you get better. It won't kill you.
No.
It won't kill you. It does nothing to you. Somebody saying, oh, you're stupid, you're this. Tell me what you're doing with our money, our taxes. It's for you to stand there and explain. That is why we run Radio Biafra the way we do. So that when we graduate from here into proper governance, by the grace of God, you can be able to stand up and defend your record before the people. That is how America became the strongest country in the world. Not by doing things in the secret. No. I said this to some, I used to say to them all the time, never be afraid of openness. After all, the greatest country in the world does all their inquiries in the open. Is it the Iraq gate? Is it the Watergate issue? Everything is in the open. Did it weaken the presidency? The answer is no, it made them stronger.
If you had one more thing to say to the people either on video or in reports, or what would you want to say to Americans here who do value freedom and will want to hear what you have to say?
To those Americans here that value freedom and believe in it, it is also their duty to protect freedom wherever they can, to protect people defending the ideals upon which the USA is founded upon. Very, very critical. It is no use saying I'm an American, things works here for me, because in a not too distant future won't work anymore. You can't travel to London because ISIS will be there, I can show you. Now, it is the duty of America. I mean, the world is at a crossroads right now. As I said earlier during my opening statement, the battle between good and evil, light versus darkness. So it is either you stand in the faith with what you know to be correct than for you to be cowed by by what you perceive to be the overwhelming preponderance of the forces of darkness. And because of that, you cower into a corner because they're going to come after you. The disease in your body, if you leave it, it keeps festering. You must confront it.
London was a revelation to me for that very reason. More Islamic people than I had ever experienced in one place, including all over Austria-Hungary, where I was, and there were some there, but London was and there was a protest the day that we were there, and we were walking by Westminster Abbey, and the protest was gigantic, and it was Gazans protesting against Israel, and they were being protected by the UK police, and as is their right to free speech. But one of the signs read "Britain accomplice to murder," and it didn't dawn on me until what you've just said how ironically true that statement is.
But it's true.
What they have supported will come to bite them.
That's what I tell them all the time, that the British made a monumental mistake by supporting the death of 3.5 million of my people. The worst mistake ever made. They will come after them and they will kill them. You mark my words, somewhere the British Isles will be overrun by Islam.
Yeah.
Because they are there already. Do you know that they don't pay for their parking tickets?
Yes.
Do you know that?
I knew. I
The
Muslim
number
country.
one name in the UK for a child is Muhammad.
That's correct.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. Go and have a look at it. It is there. So the UK government and her people supported the emergence of Bosnia-Herzegovina
Yes.
from a predominantly Christian Orthodox
area, yeah.
Serbia and before that Yugoslavia. They supported the emergence of Albania, also Muslim. And what's the other one again? There's Albania. There's Kosovo as well.
And the US did too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They supported the freedoms of all the Arab countries away from the Ottoman Empire, Lawrence of Arabia or the rest of it. The British occupied Palestine and refused the right of passage. I read Leon Uris's book, Exodus. I don't know if you've ever read it before. I read it. How they refused Exodus to dock. I think it was in Haifa also, by the British garrison there, saying no to them, that they can't come in. But you can quite easily go to the same Bible that you read all the time and see who owns the land. They can see it very clearly. Because there is something about humanity, I would say, that baffles me. You have before you all the available facts and evidence, and you consciously choose to ignore it. There's something wrong with that person. And also the British did. So it doesn't really surprise me at all. And I've said to them before that you have something against the children of God. That's the British people. Of course they did. In Israel, they didn't want to go away. The British officers were within the Jordanian. In fact, the entire officer class of the Jordanian army that fought the Israel in the War of Independence, where people didn't know this, was staffed by British officers.
Really?
Yes, go and have a look. Go and have a look. The Jordanian army, go and have a look. They still lost. Anyway, now, the fact remains that we must be bold enough. America is the last bastion of hope. That is why sometimes Obama's administration, I wonder. I don't know what's going on.
I do too.
We must stand up and for some time do away with political. I can't stand political correctness. Do away with it for some minute and face the hard reality. If somebody has a problem that requires invasive surgery, you cut them open to get at the problem and then resolve it.
Right.
There is no need applying ointment or trying to be very nice to them when people are festering and dying on the inside. That is what he has to do. He needs to be decisive. The support for Israel is critical. It is critical. There is no way you can use human shield or launch attacks against a sovereign nation from the comfort of a, children's classroom and don't expect some measure of reprisal. When the Japanese attacked America, America responded. When Hitler attacked Britain, Churchill responded. You never allowed tyranny or terror to prevail. Why must other people be allowed to live under that? It's not possible. If you don't help us, we all sink in this one big, gigantic cauldron of deceit and lies.
And darkness.
And darkness, of course. Very important.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. What an eye-opening experience.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your patience, as many as have been there on the line all this while, joining me to listen to the interview of our Supreme Leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Those are some of the interviews that was extensively given for Mazin Nnamdi Kanu that lasted hours. And Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was able to touch every aspect of our struggle today. In that interview, so many questions you are asking today were answered in that interview. The insecurity you are seeing in Nigeria today, why it will not stop. The solution to the contraction called Nigeria, the reason Biafrans will never stop asking for their freedom, and the involvement of the British in the evil that is happening in Nigeria. It was all exposed in that very interview. Very explosive, very detailed. Most of these interviews are very interesting for us to listen to, because when you don't pay attention, you wouldn't understand. You will still be waiting for Mazin Nnamdi Kanu to come and answer questions that he has already answered. That is why I try as much as I can to take you back to memory lane. So each time you see me playing those videos, I want you to pay attention. Like the program, share it so that other people also can be awakened. I know the spirit of many is cold. The spirit of many Biafrans is waxing cold. So in order for us to waken up the spirit of those who are cold, they need these confirmations, these messages that brought us to where we are. We need to hear it over and over again. Wherever you are watching this program, I want you to know that this platform is not a platform where we come to instigate violence. It is not a platform where we come to preach hate. It is not a platform where we come to attack people or individuals. It is not a platform where we come to push propaganda. It is a platform where we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. It's a platform where we encourage Biafrans. It's a platform where we allow people to express their own opinion. Whatever be your opinion, you are entitled to it. It's a platform where we allow people that have superior arguments to come on and bring up their superior arguments. Let us debate it. Let us share views. Let us deliberate on these issues. It's a platform where when you come and join us on this platform, you won't be seeing things only from one perspective. You'll be seeing things from different perspectives, from different people, from different views. You don't have to limit your information on one side or one narrative. You need to broaden your mind and admit, listen to every aspect for you to be able to reach into a very conclusive path. So wherever you are watching us today, I appreciate you. I thank you for joining. And I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of you that has connected to us today. As you join us, like and share the program so that others can know where we are, join us, and also get the information. So today we are going to be speaking on a very important topic as always. Today the topic says save lives now. Save lives now. The urgent call to resist Nigeria before it's too late. The urgent call to resist Nigeria before it is too late. A nation on the edge. The situation of the contraption called Nigeria has called for action. And wherever you are on the planet Earth, if you care about humanity, this is the time to pay attention. The situation of the Zoological Republic is terrible. We can't pretend about it. You can't ignore it. You must do something about it. The international community must weigh in now, not tomorrow. This is not the time to play silence. This is not the time to ignore or play as if nothing is happening. This is the time to take action, to save human life in the contraption called Nigeria. Life does no longer have meaning in Nigeria. Life does not have meaning anymore. People have lost their life and continue to lose their life even as you're watching this video. The government is helpless. Not just that they are helpless, the government has been taken over by the terrorists that are taking the life of the people. And so you do not expect the government to go against itself. The government of the day in Nigeria is a terrorist government whose only agenda today is to Islamize Nigeria by all means necessary. And they are doing it. That is why today they cannot go after the terrorists. They cannot stop the terrorists. They can't even proscribe the terrorists. They prefer to go against the freedom fighters. The people who are asking for self-determination, they go after them, they take their life. But those who are sponsoring terrorism, those who are terrorizing the citizens, the government embrace them, give them red carpet treatment. And that is what we see today. So this is a very critical time that the world needs to come to the aid of the indigenous people in that contraption. This is not the time to be silent. And I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will touch their heart to do what has to be done. So this morning we are here, great people all over the world. I welcome every one of you. I appreciate you. Accept my greetings. Good morning, afternoon, evening, according to your time zone. All the defenders of truth and justice, wherever you are, I welcome you. Today, we are not here to entertain. As you know, that this platform is not an entertainment platform. It is a platform where we speak the truth, where we say those things they don't want us to say. We are not here for politics as usual. We are here because lives are at stake. The program today is about life, human life, to save life. It's about saving life. Lives are at stake. And the question we must ask ourselves this morning is simple. How many more lives must be lost before we speak? How many more lives must be lost before the international communities take action? How many more lives must be lost before the Amnesty International weigh in? How many more lives must be lost before the United Nations take action in Nigeria? I say, how many lives? How many more lives must be lost before the United States of America take the necessary action in Nigeria? There comes a time in the life of a people when silence becomes betrayal. There comes a time when looking away becomes complicity. That time is now. Because across Nigeria today, especially among the indigenous people, particularly the Biafrans, there is fear, there is uncertainty, and there is a growing sense that the system has failed the people. Let us speak the truth boldly, as always. The structure of Nigeria, as it exists today, is not delivering security. It is not delivering justice. And most painfully, it is not protecting lives. A nation that cannot protect its people must be questioned. Any nation that cannot protect its people must be questioned. Just like you have in Nigeria today. A system that continues to produce insecurity must be examined. Yes. No matter how you try, a new government comes, the insecurity increases. Just when you think that things will get better, it will get worse. A nation that cannot protect its people must be questioned. A system that continues to produce insecurity must be re-examined. We must ask, was this structure over-designed to truly work for the people? This structure you are seeing today, was it ever designed to truly work for the people? Of course, you have the answer. And I want you to continue to ask this question over and over again. Ask to your friends, ask to your neighbors, was this structure ever designed to truly work for the people? Nigeria, as we know it today, did not emerge naturally. It did not emerge naturally. It was a creation, a forced arrangement. Different people, different culture, different identity, merged into one system without true consensus. And today, we are living with the consequence of that foundation. Now let us bring it clear. Let's bring it clear to who? The indigenous people, especially Biafrans, are using serious concern. They are raising serious concern about safety, survival, and dignity. This is the most serious concern today for us. Families are worried, communities are uncertain, and many are asking, who will protect us? Because when people begin to lose confidence in the system meant to protect them, That is a serious warning sign. This is not about division. This is not about hate. This is not about any form of evil, but it's about human life. Every human being deserves safety, deserves security, and deserves freedom from fear. And when these basic rights are in question, then something must change. Something must change. Wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu to please remain consistent. A lot is going to happen in the days to come. And that brings us to the central message of today. The need to reset Nigeria. There is a need to reset the Zoological Republic. There is an urgent need to reset Nigeria. Yes, reset. Not patch, not manage, not ignore, but reset. Nigeria must be reset. A reset means going back to the foundation, re-examining the structure and asking what will actually work for the people. That is what Nigeria needs today. A reset, total overhauling, complete reset. And I will go further to explain that a reset means going back to the foundation, re-examining the structure and asking what will actually work for the people. Because let us be honest, without security, there can be no development. Without trust, there can be no unity. Without fairness, there can be no progress. A stable structure creates investments, growth, and opportunity. But an unstable system drives fear, division, and economic decline. That is what we are seeing in the zoo. In the zoo, Nigeria is filled with fear, filled with division, and economic declines. That is what we see. So the question is no longer whether there is a problem. The question now is, who has the courage to fix it? It has been established that Nigeria is in a deep shit. It is no longer a guesswork. But the question today is, who has the courage to fix it? To fix the zoo? Who has the courage? Who will speak for the people? Who will stand for their life over politics? These are questions that are crying for answer, and they must be answered. Whatever we are doing today, we must get prepared. Never get tired. Instead of getting tired, get more stronger and prepare yourself the more. Equip yourself with more weapons. Right now, I know you. Right now, I want you to participate. Every single one of you that is watching, wherever you are watching from. Drop your comments. Whatever you are watching from, wherever you are watching from. Type save lives. If you believe protecting Biafra must come, type save life. Type save life. Wherever you are and you're watching. Right now, I want you to participate. Participate. Drop your comment where you are watching from. And if you believe protecting Nigeria, protecting people must come first, let us know. If you research and you still believe Nigeria needs structural change, 5%. Nigeria needs structural change. Let me say this clearly. Ignoring the cries of the people does not make the problem disappear. Ignoring the cry of the people does not make the problem disappear. It makes it grow. History has shown us again and again. When systems refuse to adapt, they eventually collapse. This is not about fighting each other. This is about fighting a solution that works for everyone. A solution that works for everyone. A solution where every group feels safe, every voice feels respected, every life is valued. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide us. Let this message go far and wide. Save lives first. Protect the people. Fix the foundation. That is the slogan. Save life. Protect the people. Fix foundation. I pray that Chukwu Okike will take us to the direction that we need to be. Before we proceed, let us hear this message of our Prime Minister, Mazi Samuel Epanjo.
Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are watching from. Welcome to this State of the Nation address today, the 23rd day of June 2022. I have come here today to address Biafrans on some of the stride that the Biafra people have taken in international community. My fellow Biafrans, we are making progress. The title of this particular State of the Nation address today is putting Biafra in the spotlight. Without wasting any of your time, as we continue to search for lasting peace in Africa, in West Africa, in Sahel region, and by extension, the peace that will also affect positively the international community like the West and America and Asia. We, the Biafra people, must exit Nigeria and form another Israel in Africa for global peace. I made bold to tell our international collaborators today that in order to have lasting peace in Sahel region of West Africa, there is a need for a new nation to emerge. A nation that will continue to play the role of the Israel in the Middle East. To achieve this, we have approached the Parliament of Finland and we have presented our case, the Biafra people. We informed the Parliament of Finland, that the leading figure and the symbol of the struggle to restore another Israel in Africa, called Biafra, for the freedom of the Biafra people from Nigeria, in the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was and is still the hope of the oppressed people of Biafra, was kidnapped. And because of his thoughts and advocacy for a better life and a better society, and for the freedom of Biafra people from Nigeria, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. Extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. He was tortured 8 days in Kenya. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu visited Kenya voluntarily. And the Fulani-controlled jihadist government planned him, thereby breaching international law impunity. So we informed the Finnish parliament, as we had a historic meeting on the 22nd day of June 2022. This meeting is going to go down in the history of our freedom. I want to inform the world and the other people who may be joining this particular league to restore one of the most important nation in Africa, or to become. As we speak today, the ethnic cleansing of Christians and the indigenous people in Nigeria by the Fulani jihadist government, and the request to be part of the process of Biafra independence from Nigeria. We have made this request and the Finnish government. We also informed the Finnish parliament and the Finnish government the systematic prosecution and the genocide against Biafra people and Christians by Fulani controlled terrorists, and then also officials from the Muslim background in the northern Nigeria, as it posed a very serious concern for the entire free world. The Fulani-led federal government is looking fingers and even sponsoring the violation of human rights and the right of the Igbo Biafrans and other Christians in Nigeria. We also inform them that at no point in time has Nigeria experienced peace in a united so-called Nigeria and built a common future. There has never been any time such thing existed in Nigeria. It has become imperative that this particular message and awareness is being taken among the Committee of Nations. The so-called Nigeria has been a failed attempt from the beginning. We also informed what I would say has become our international collaborators. Politics and crime across the country called Nigeria has only worsened over decades. The people of Biafra want to renounce this particular establish and then also establish a free democracy with freedom of enterprise, religious tolerance for all, and a directly elected parliament of an independent judiciary, conscript, and a system that respect and observance of human rights. We made our presentation to the authorities, and they were interested. And people are saying I should refresh, which we are going to do. With multiple attack. We are not going to be moved by the distraction coming from the enemies. I want to inform Biafra people today that we also informed the Finnish parliament and the Finnish government that adopt and ratify every international law. And we started by the United Nations Convention on Human Rights, the Convention on the Right of the Child, and the CRC will be among the first international agreement to be ratified by the Biafra people. Indeed, our demand is to draw the attention of the free world to the Biafra aspiration for independence and the path to an independent state. It has put Biafra in the spotlight in Finnish parliament. And I am very, very optimistic that the Finnish government will once again be part of this history of Biafra independence, just like they did during the Namibia. During the Namibia quest for Finland, almost what led to Namibia independence. And today, Namibia have enjoyed what freedom has to offer. The credit of that goes to the former and the ex-president of Finland in the name of Ahtisaari. It was part of what made him won the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize. We know that the current government of Finland and the parliament have showed very big interest to know more about what is going on in Nigeria, because the Nigerian government has tried to cage the people, indigenous people in Nigeria, and always use the media to negate their evil. Today, I want to inform Biafrans that we have broken the jinx. I also cannot help but compare the situation in the Middle East with the crisis between the Israel and the Palestine. You all could remember that the president of Nigeria, each time he goes to the UN General Assembly, he has advocated for the independent state of Palestine. It is on record. If you compare the size of Israel with Biafra and the rest of Nigeria with Palestine, you will be amazed, as is the population of these regions. If Biafra crisis had received at least a third of its attention and the support of the state and their head of state to resolve the situation in the Middle East, Biafra would have probably already been an independent state. That is what we are doing today. The quest for Biafra freedom have now entered a multi-dimensional phase and approach. On behalf of the Biafra people, as their recognized representative and spokesman, in the part of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I, Simon Ekpa, and other Biafra people on the Finnish parliament and the government to tackle the issue of Biafra crisis as a matter of urgency, as a humanitarian crisis duty to prevent that genocide against Biafra people. It's clear that in Europe is limited in its influence, but we call on Nordic and European Union wide intergovernmental cooperation, the Finland government to be part, and the Finland government specifically to be its primus motto. I cannot help also but point out how fruitful basis Finland would provide for negotiations with the future Biafra state on energy supplies, etc. Biafra do not forget their helpers. The Finlandia anthem is still high in Biafra, hence the national anthem of Biafra since the time of the Biafra Civil War with Nigeria. My fellow Biafrans, we have made history. Because we are still at the early stage of this 1,000 miles of journey. Some of the information will remain confidential. I must assure today, Biafra people, that we are going home. We have made history on the 22nd day of June 2022. And the truth that some evil interest prevented for decades will finally be told, and Finland has given the green light and will lead the truth to the world. Without going further and wasting much of your time, my Biafra people, I want to tell you today that the coming months, the coming weeks will be very interesting. Our hopes are very high as we wait for this particular awareness to take a center stage in international community. We assure Biafra people that in months to come, many groundbreaking progresses will be made and we all updated. We must be resolute. We must be serious. I see Biafra very close. This is no longer a dream. It has become reality. God bless Biafra, and may God bless Finland, and may God bless the people of Finland as we wait for this particular sacrifice to be made for us to have a safer society. We inform them that while we are running helter-skelter looking for helper, do not think that we are just fighting for the survival of Biafra people alone. We are also fighting for the West and America. Because if Nigeria is not disintegrated and Biafra emerge, Nigeria will become the biggest threat to the human existence. When they succeed in capturing all the mineral and natural resources in our land, they are going to be sponsoring attack in West. They will sponsor attack in America. They will have imaginable and unbelievable resources to attack any part of the world. For this to not happen, every nation in Europe and America and Asia, those who want a global peace, must rise up to build a new Israel in Africa. It is time, and the time is now. May God bless you. May God bless the imagining state, independent state of Biafra. God bless you all. Thank you.
We must continue, no matter how difficult it is. Sorry for that short break. We have to retrieve our informations and keep it going, no matter how difficult it is. So many attacks, so many challenges, so many obstacles. But we must continue. Let this message go far and wide, because no nation can survive when its people feel unsafe. We, the Biafran people, are feeling unsafe. The contraption called Nigeria is unsafe. And we cannot ignore the situation today. Every one of us must continue to make our various contributions the way we are doing. Speaking up about the atrocities of the enemies against the people. We must never give up. If you believe in life, if you believe in justice, if you believe in better future, then continue to speak up wherever you are. our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekan, was there for you and I. Fought this battle earnestly. Mazen Nandekan came on board. Mazen Simon came on board. Fought also and did a great job. The least we can do is to follow that footstep, the foundation they have laid, and to make sure that their voice is heard. In as much as they are detained, we believe that they are going to come back to us. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Samuel Eba, and our Supreme Mazi Nandekan. The most painful thing today is the propaganda and blackmail that people are pushing against them. There are people today who are bent on pushing propaganda and blackmail against our Supreme Mazi Nandekan. Before I came online, I saw the evil woman who has made herself an agent of darkness, Lolo Nneka Chimezie. I don't know what is giving her morale to continue to attack the personality of Mazi Nandekan. When I listened to what she was saying today in one of their interviews, I saw her in one channel. Maybe in the evening, I'm going to try to download that program and play it so that we can respond to them appropriately. That woman was telling the stories of what she doesn't know. I don't know where that woman was when everything was going on. In the video I was watching today, I'm going to play it. That woman was claiming that it was Allah Ejimako that introduced Mazi Samuel Eba to Mazi Nandekan. I don't know how this woman sits down and cooks all these lies. I don't know who is writing the script for her. A blatant lie. She can only deceive people who are not members of IPOB. And that's exactly what she did. You know, she started from fighting for Igbo. Igbo this and Igbo that. Today, we have seen that the reason she came to win the heart of the Igbos is to see a platform to attack the restoration of Biafra. And that is what she's doing today. In the program I saw, she was claiming that it was Allah Ejimako that introduced Mazi Samuel Eba to Mazi Nandekan and made Mazi Nandekan to abandon the DOS. And this woman, I don't know where she's getting her wrong information from. Every single one of us knew that Mazi Simon Ekpa met with Mazi Nandekan even before Ejimako came in the picture. Mazi Simon Ekpa have conducted so many interviews, which I have played here. Interviews with Mazi Nandekan. Even while all this were, most of them, Mazi Nandekan held several meetings with Mazi Simon Ekpa, which nobody was there. Even when the Ejiofor that woman is supporting, the DOS was there. Mazi Nandekan sent messages through Ejiofor to Mazi Simon Ekpa. In fact, the instruction that Mazi Simon Ekpa gave that nobody should attack Mazi Simon Ekpa, allow him, was given to Ejiofor. That message was given to Ejiofor. The order to allow Mazi Simon Ekpa to broadcast on the Radio Biafra was brought by Ejiofor. It was given to Ejiofor, not Allah Ejimako. In fact, then it was only Allah Ejimako that was having access to Mazi Nandekan. But this woman came on a platform today, this is what I saw today. She was lying. And I don't know why VOP, they have paid VOP to use their platform to propagate lies and blackmail. It is so sad. It is so sad and disturbing. When I see what that woman is doing in that platform, it is so sad and disturbing. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable to see what that woman is doing. It is heartbreaking. I don't know why she is bent on pushing such kind of lies. Pushing lies. Lies upon lies against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against Mazi Simon Ekpa. I don't know what she's going to gain. I don't know why she thinks that she can be able to turn people against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know what gave her that feeling to believe that she can be able to turn people against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is so sad. It is so sad. Whoever is paying her to do what she's doing, she's going to fail. Whosoever is paying her to do what she's doing, she will definitely fail. Because that lie she's propagating against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it will catch up with her. It's unfortunate that some of these people, they don't ask questions. Lolo Nneka doesn't ask questions. She should have gone and asked questions. The people that took the same path she's taking today, what happened to them? The people that took the same path she's taking today, she should go and ask, how did they end up? How did they end up? Those who swore that they were going to fight against Mazi Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Those who took it upon themselves to stand against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to push lies against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Where are they today? Every single one of them failed. Every one of them failed. I don't know why she thinks that she can survive. I don't know why she feels that her lie will sell. I can't understand. It is so sad. I am going to play that video this evening where Lolo Nneka was accusing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa falsely, lies. And that channel, VOP, is giving her her platform, their platform, to propagate lies, attacking the personality of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every time she comes to that channel, that is what she does. This is a woman who came in the name of fighting for the Igbos. And every one of us thought that she was serious. We thought that she was genuine. But today, the only dedication she has today is to fight and destroy the image of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She is fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She's fighting against the lawyers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She's fighting against the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And everybody that supports Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, she's against them. And she's promoting the killers of our people. The people that took the life of our people, that is the people that Lolo Nneka is promoting. Every one of us have seen the video of the confession of one of the criminals they caught who claimed to be a member of ESN when they were arrested by Nigerian police. the guy confessed that their sponsor is the DOS. And the guy mentioned Chika. It was him. China Sanworu. The guy mentioned China Sanworu as their sponsor. And the guy said that their camp is at the back of police station. The confession of that guy alone is enough to teach anybody a lesson. The confession of that guy is enough to teach anybody a lesson on what to do and what not to do. But what do we see? The same people that sponsor that guy that was captured. I have played the video. I'm going to look for the video again and play. Because it's important. That guy who was arrested by Nigerian forces confessed that the person that is this guy, they were the people that killed the traditional ruler in Imo State. They are the people that set Imo State on fire. That Mazi Simon was trying to rescue. There has never been anybody caught anywhere in Nigeria that mentioned Mazi Simon that he sent him. But that guy was interviewed. The guy was interviewed by Channels Television. Every one of us, if you go to Facebook, you see, type it. Type the name of that guy, type ESN interview or whatever they do. You will see it is still online. That video is still online. When that guy was interviewed. And he confessed that they were the people that went and took the life of a traditional ruler. They asked him, who is sponsoring you? He said DOS. He mentioned China Samoru Chike Doziem. Today, these are the people that Lon Neka is promoting. These are the people that Lon Neka is telling you to follow, that they are the genuine people to follow. That you should not listen to Martin Nandekan anymore. Today I hear him explain the structure. IPOB have a structure that when the leader is taken out, automatically, immediately, the second in command takes over. This woman is ignorant of what is called agitation. In freedom fighting, you don't overthrow your leader as long as he's alive. You can't overthrow. The face of the struggle cannot be overthrown or changed. You don't, no matter where he may be. Was Mandela overthrown? Was Mandela removed? When the South Africans were fighting for their freedom, there were different groups and different factions, but every one of them were under Mandela for 27 years. They never removed him. The same thing, Martin Luther King, was he removed? Was Gandhi removed? When we are talking about freedom fight, I don't know where that woman is coming from. I don't know who is bankrolling her. But the way she's pushing her evil agenda, blackmailing Mazi Nnamdi in a national TV every time, shows that she's under oath on payment. The people that are paying her heavily. That is why when she comes out, she keep on attacking everything that stands with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When I saw her interview today, I was heartbroken. I don't normally write comments on their platform. I don't normally comment it, but I was forced to comment. I was forced. I couldn't hold it. I was forced to comment on her program that your evil, the evil you are preaching, is going to come after you. You are talking about something you don't know. When she's talking about the history of IPOB, you begin to understand that she knows nothing. That woman doesn't know anything about IPOB. She doesn't know anything about IPOB. She doesn't know anything about Mazi Simon and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How they met, what brought them together. The one that shocked me was today. She was saying in a national TV today, she was saying that it is Alo Yejimako, that took Mazi Simon Ekpa to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and forced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to tell him to broadcast on Radio Biafra. Hi, Chineke Pineni Bogare. When I saw that, I don't know what I don't know what to say. I didn't know, I couldn't hold myself. I just had to type and respond to her. That woman is the new Jezebel that we need to focus and fight. That woman is a Jezebel. A Jezebel that Biafrans must pay attention to. That woman, that woman is the greatest problem the Igbos will have. The greatest problem. And by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, whatever plan she has, whoever is paying her, she will definitely go down. She will go down to the pit with her, just like every other person have done. It's unfortunate they don't learn lessons. They don't learn. They don't learn from what happened to others. You cannot fight the leaders of Biafra and go free. You can't fight Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or Mazi Simon Ekpa and go free. You cannot fight them and go scot-free. You will definitely get the wall of what he did. The audacity of that woman to sit on a national TV and be spilling lies on something she knows nothing about. And some people are there praising her. You see, that is why sometimes when I come here, I can play the message of Mazi Simon Ekpa for hours. Play message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for hours for people to understand where we are coming from. Because there are so many people that didn't join this agitation initially. There are some people that just connected to this agitation recently. There are some people that just begin to listen to this agitation. There are some people that are just paying attention. And these are the kind of people who they meet the message of this woman and they will think that she knows anything. Lolo Nneka Chimezie does not know anything about Biafra agitation. She knows nothing about it. And she was groomed. The reason they brought her was because of what she's doing today. Now you understand the plan they made to take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. Remove our prime minister from the picture. You know, when our prime minister was here, this kind of a thing can never happen. When our prime minister was here, only one statement, she would disappear. But today, they feel they have the platform. This DOS, it was Mazi Simon Ekpa that saw their evil the first time. Immediately after the kingdom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they began to change everything to their names. They removed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name from Radio Biafra. They removed him from the registration of IPOB. And so many other things. They began to remove Mazi Simon Ekpa to plant the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to put themselves. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, Mazi Simon Ekpa was in the picture already. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was communicating with Mazi Simon Ekpa. Mazi Simon Ekpa was a member of IPOB. That is the truth. The truth that nobody can deny. Mazi Simon Ekpa was a member. Then he was a member of IPOB. He took an oath. He took an oath with the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he had several meetings with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He conducted many interviews with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even when Ejiofor was attacked, when the house of Ejiofor was attacked, when we still thought he was working with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instructed Mazi Simon Ekpa to reach out to him. When we didn't know, we have not known that it is Ejiofor that is even planning the whole thing. While a member of ESN, they were the ones guiding Ifeanyi Ejiofor then. When they killed the member, one of the senior member of the ESN in the home of Ifeanyi Ejiofor, Mazi Simon Ekpa was on call with him, following up in the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A lot of things that happened. A lot of things that happened. Even after the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sending message to Mazi Simon Ekpa directly from Ejiofor then. He was sending message to Ejiofor. Sometimes Ejiofor will neutralize the message. Sometimes he will send the message. Sometimes he will not. The message of broadcast was brought by Ifeanyi Ejiofor, not Ejimako. But this woman, Lolo Nneka, was in TV station today and she was saying that it is Mazi, that it was Ejimako that introduced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that introduced Mazi Simon Ekpa to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that it was Ejimako that told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to allow Mazi Simon Ekpa to broadcast. Every single lawyer that works for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they were all communicating to Mazi Simon Ekpa. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sending them a message to Mazi Simon Ekpa. Every one of them. Every single one of them. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not know Mazi Simon Ekpa from detention. For that woman to come and say, it was Mazi, it was Aloy Ejimako that told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that Simon Ekpa can broadcast, and he has the voice, he should allow him to preach. Oh my God, I was so disgusted. I was so disgusted. The program was so annoying that I couldn't hold myself. But I am going to use it for this evening program by God's grace to dissect and expose that evil woman with all the nonsense she's doing. Only people who are not members of IPOB, they are still the ones following. You know, our people are too emotional. That is why I always talk about being emotional. We should stop being emotional. It doesn't matter who is concerned. We should always think twice, focus on the reality. We should stop being too emotional. I have said it over and over. That is why people are using and abusing us every time. Because of how emotional we are. That is why anybody can just come in the next few minutes. They take over everywhere. Somebody will just come into the struggle. The next few minutes, somebody will not even say this. Somebody will just come and make one comment. Before you know it, the whole people will wave. That has been the problem of the Biafran people. The Igbos more especially. Too emotional. Our situation has made us so victimized that when somebody come and says small thing that looks like he's supporting us, we will give the person our soul. We give the person our heart. It's not like that. We need to stop that. We need to stop being emotionally blackmailed. Today, everybody knows what we want. They know what we want to hear. They know what we want them to say. And once they say it, our mind will twist. And then they will capture us, our attention, and begin to rewind our head on something we have known before. That is what Lolo Nneka is doing. She created her platform talking about the Igbo cause, talking about the atrocities of Nigerian government in Biafra. Today, she is no longer talking about what Nigeria is doing. She is no longer talking about. She is happy today that Nigeria is in charge of Biafran territory today. She is no longer talking about it. The killing that is happening in Biafran land, the atrocity, have it stopped? It has not stopped. It's still ongoing. But the only focus she has today is the leadership of IPOB. What concerns Lolo Nneka with leadership of IPOB? She is not a member of IPOB. She said it, she confessed it with her mouth that she's not a member. So you are not a member of IPOB. Why is it that every time you come online, you are attacking the leadership of IPOB? Something you know nothing about. Today, she's trying to explain that leadership is that once the leader goes out, the second person comes in, that you don't even need permission, you don't need any appointment. This woman is crazy, absolutely crazy, gambling into what she doesn't know. That Mazen Nandigana cannot be in prison and still be respected. He cannot be in prison and be directed. You see how evil they are. When it serves them, they accept, but when it doesn't serve their purpose, they will take. That Mazen Nandekano doesn't have the right to be in the prison and still be the leader of IPOB. He cannot be in prison and still be the leader of IPOB. It's not possible. Why do he have to be in the leadership of IPOB? And he forgot that the same people she is promoting, that people that she's promoting, it was Mazen Nandekano that appointed them while he was in prison. Mazen Nandekano appointed them while he was in detention. When they detained him in 2015, it was in prison that Mazen Nandekano appointed this Chikedozie Mamchina Samoro that he chose today. He was in prison before he appointed them. And today, Lolo Neka is saying that Mazen Nandekano has no right to fire or hire. He has no right to give directions from prison. He has no right to direct anybody. He has no right to say anything. That he has no right again over the leadership of IPOB. That is what that woman is preaching. God forbid. Remember, these were the people that attacked Mazi Simon Ekpa. When Mazi Simon made a specific statement because of a particular issue, sit at home. In the case of the sit at home, Mazi Simon Ekpa said that it is a movement that was meant to put pressure on Nigerian government to release Mazi Nandekano. And the order cannot come from detention. The order cannot come from inside detention. Because Mazi Nandekano is under pressure in the hand of the zoo. You do not expect him to do certain thing or say certain thing from the hand of the zoo on pressure. So the duty lies on those of us that are free to fight and make sure that he gets his freedom. Mazi Samuel was specific on that word that he will not obey that particular order to call off the sit at home because it was meant for Mazi Nandekano freedom. And he gave reasons that Mazi Nandekano is in the territory of the enemy. Mazi Nandekano is under pressure. He might be under duress. That is the only way we can be able to keep his legacy alive and make sure he's not forgotten. And all hell break loose. The same DOS, they use that as program that Mazi Simon Ekpa said he will not obey Mazi Nandekano in detention. But today, they are the one today that are rubbishing every single instruction that Mazi Nandekano gave. They say they will not obey it. They say that Mazi Nandekano has no right to be the leader of IPOB while in detention. Lolo Neka and DOS are saying that Mazi Nandekano can no longer be the leader of IPOB. That they will use the faceless people like Chike Doziem and China Samoro that we don't know who they are. They have no face, they have no platform. We haven't seen anything they did. Those are the ones that the evil woman, the Jezebel, is promoting. It is sad. It is sad. This was a woman that I even play her program here. This is a woman I always appreciated when she was talking about the evil of the zoo. She claimed to be an investigator. Now I know that all that thing she was doing was just games. She claimed she's a journalist. She investigated this and investigated that. But from what is happening today, it is now clear that everything she was saying all this way were just lies and games. And there is one thing you must know. Anybody that is genuine, you cannot be a genuine agitator. You cannot be somebody who is genuine about Biafrans and you are in Nigeria fighting without anybody responding to you attacking you. When you see anybody that is in Nigeria and the person is fighting for Biafra freedom or talking about Biafra without federal government coming after that person, leave those people. They are not genuine. They are not genuine. They are not genuine. Anybody that is in Nigeria, you are living inside Nigeria. Comfortably, you are okay. Every day you come on national TV, you talk about Biafra. You speak about Biafra, you support Mazen and promote him, and nobody comes after you. The federal government doesn't come after you. It means you are working for them. And when we see those people, you have to be very careful because all they do is to win your heart. When you win your heart, then they will bring their own narrative. That is what Lord Neka did. Lord Neka came in as an angel of light. Through the manipulation and speaking of the evil of the Janjaweed in Biafran territory, which is what we know is happening, which is what we saw. And she know that we are looking for a voice to talk about it. And she used that to buy the heart of the people. Only to come out today. The only thing she does, any place you see her, is to attack Mazen Nandekano. This is a woman who went and visited Mazen Nandekano. And Mazen Nandekano told her to her face, some members of DOS has compromised. She said it. And later she came to deny it and say she didn't say it. I see it played. I have the video where she said it on the TV. But she came back and denied she never said so. She said it on the national TV. That Mazen Nandekano told her that some members of DOS have compromised. When she was asking Mazen Nandekano, why are you not working with the DOS? Why are you choosing different people instead? You work with Avid, you work with the Rising Sun. Why are you not working with the DOS? And Mazen Nandekano told him that some of them has compromised. That did not ring a bell into her. What did she do? She doesn't care about that. The only mission she has was to go and demonize Mazen Nandekano and everything that stands for him. Today, she attacked Aloy Ejimako. She accused Aloy Ejimako of being responsible for the detention of Mazen Nandekano. And she claimed that Aloy Ifeanyi Ejiofor won case for Mazen Nandekano. This woman does not know that the person that won the case of Mazen Nandekano was Aloy Ejimako, not Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Aloy Ejimako was the one that won the case of Mazen Nandekano in Abia State High Court. And the money was awarded to Mazen Nandekano. Mazen Nandekano, the government was told to apologize to him and send him back to where they brought him from. It was Aloy Ejimako. When Aloy Ejimako brought in the extraordinary rendition, Ifeanyi Ejiofor refused to accept that. Ifeanyi Ejiofor was frustrated again. That was why Aloy Ejimako went out, going to Abia State High Court and won his case. And when they were handling the case in Abuja High Court, it was that very verdict that was given in Abia State that were presented that made the court to give acquit Mazen Nandekano in that case. That was the foundation of the acquittal that Mazen Nandekano got. But this woman comes back, she twists everything, blackmail Aloy Ejimako, blackmail the brothers of Mazen Nandekano, blackmail everybody. And today, she is promoting the arch enemy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sacked Ifeanyi Ejiofor from IPOB and from everything that has to do with him. The evil of Ifeanyi Ejiofor was very clear. Ifeanyi Ejiofor was the one that destroyed the ESN and killed many of the commanders. Ifeanyi Ejiofor was the one that destroyed IPOB ESN and also killed many of the commanders. In some cases, he cut off their head and he took their head home. Mazi Samuel made that exposition. At a stage, they formed a kidnapping gang, which Mazi Samuel exposed. Ifeanyi Ejiofor was working with the Nigerian government. A man who went to defend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and all he could say is he was defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the hearsay in a defense. And the judge said that he cannot pass judgment based on the hearsay. And that was how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lost that case. That was the time that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had a very serious hearing. Ozokome himself left the case and traveled. What they do is to come and take picture. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come to court, they come and dance and take picture. But when you hear this woman talk, when you hear this woman speak of how Ifeanyi Ejiofor works for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and how it, you begin to wonder. You begin to wonder. Whoever have brought this woman to do this evil will never go free. And the evil that she's doing today will follow her everywhere she goes. You cannot fight the truth and remain the same. She is just digging her grave. She is digging her grave. Some of them think that when they do all these things they do, they go. You will not go scot-free. You will never go scot-free. And it's unfortunate that they don't follow history. They don't follow history. Go and check. Everybody that have fought the truth, how did they end up? How did they end up? You see the truth and you are turning it upside down. Because sometimes I will be tempted to say that maybe she has wrong information. But I find out that it is not about wrong information. What Lolo Nneka is doing is not about wrong information. She is doing it intentionally. She is doing it intentionally to destroy the image of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see, that is why some people who are fighting against Mazi Simon Ekpa did not know what he was covering. Mazi Simon Ekpa was the one that prolonged this attack. This very attack you're seeing on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today was supposed to start immediately after he was kidnapped. This thing they are doing now, because Mazi Simon they were supposed to start it immediately after the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They started it, not even they started it. But Mazi Simon Ekpa was so powerful in the media that they could not succeed. This thing they are doing now, this thing the DOS is doing now with Lolo Nneka, that is what they wanted to do after the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They started it. They removed the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Radio Biafra. They removed his pictures. They were not playing his programs anymore. They removed his name from registration of IPOB. But Mazi Simon Ekpa was following them closely. And whenever he sees it, he will blow it out. And when he announced it, Biafrans will be outraged. Biafrans will ask why. And they will go and put it back. They could not be able to challenge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because Mazi Simon Ekpa was standing in gap. And Mazi Simon Ekpa has never one day contested the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every time he speaks, he will say, I am the disciple of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He never claimed to be the leader. Even when some group did the election and made Mazi Simon a leader, he refused to take it. He refused. Some of you don't know. There were several occasions when they made meetings, some group made meeting, they appointed Mazi Simon as the leader of the struggle. Mazi Simon said no. Mazi Simon rejected and said Mazi Nanikan remains the leader. He refused it. He refused it. He never accepted that leadership. He continued to work under Mazi Nanikan, and the only thing he says is that I am the disciple. And when they started propaganda in their platform, Radio Biafra, Mazi Samako used his platform to speak and counter every lies. At a stage, Mazi Samako has to remove spokesperson from their mouth. Then they were using him more powerful. They were using him more powerful to propagate lies. So the battle between them and Mazi Samako held them down. They could not be able to focus on Mazi Nandikano. And anytime Mazi Samako trend, Mazi Nandikano will trend. Anytime Mazi Samako is trending, Mazi Nandikano will trending. And that became a very heavy barrier for them. That was why at a point in time, every body that is against Biafra, all of them came together, and the attack is go after Mazi Samako. The Nigerian government, the saboteurs, the military, everybody was on Mazi Samako, including the British. Every one of them, up to the extent of putting bounty on the head of Mazi Samako. They put bounty on his head just to make sure they stop him. They fought and fought until they activated the international conspiracy. They went through France, it didn't work. They went through Germany, it didn't work. Then they penetrated through the NATO. When Finland joined NATO, they found an easy way to enter them. And the British did the mathematics. And Finland sold our Prime Minister out. The same Finland that our Prime Minister went and told them everything about Biafra. You saw the message I prayed here. He told them what Biafra is all about, what we are doing. He didn't hide anything from them. There is nothing Mazi Samako did that he did in secret. Mazi Samako went to their parliament and presented the case of Biafra to them. We saw it on video. He explained our problem to them line by line, even though they already know. And because they knew what Mazi Samako can do, they knew his capacity, they took him out. And today, what they wanted to do in 2021, and they could not do. What they wanted to do in 2022, they could not do. Today, Mazi Samako is not in the picture. They are doing it now. Openly. Brazenly. They don't care. They are not afraid anymore. Nobody is calling them out. And they are using a woman that has children, a woman that gave birth, carried children 9 months and gave birth. You are destroying another person's child. You are lying against another person's child, and you think that your own child will succeed. You are lying against another person's child. You think that your own child will succeed. It will never be well with you. The evil that men and women do, live with them. And this evil you are doing today will definitely live with you. You are going to get your results. You are going to get your results. We have fought a very great battle. It is so sad that today, so many of us are silent. Some people that are genuine today, they are even scared to talk. They have been silenced. Many of us have been made so small. Attack is coming from all angles. They hijacked my channel. My channel, David Hubbard channel, have been hijacked. Up till now, I cannot have access to my channel. I am still writing and fighting to see if I can restore it. I cannot be able to restore it. They hijacked my channel. So many of us are under attack. Openly, privately, secretly, in different kinds. Physically and spiritually. Because of truth. It's not because we stole anything from anybody. We are not taking anything from, only speaking the truth. Each time I make my broadcast, I say it, that in this platform, we are not here to instigate violence. All we do is to propagate the gospel of Biafra and demand for what is ours. That is what we have been doing. But yet, they will not let us be. They will not let us be. Everybody that is in this platform and you're here, please share this program so that others will hear and also add their own voice. Share this program. Everybody needs to be calling out that woman, Lolo Neka Chimezie. Everybody needs to be calling Neka Chimezie out. Call Neka. I don't know what kind of law she is. She doesn't even deserve to answer that law. Everybody should be calling Neka Chimezie out because of the evil she is doing against the children of Chukwukabia, against the chosen one. Mazin Nandekan has sacrificed so much. Mazin Nandekan gave up his career. Mazin Nandekan have sacrificed more than enough. And we cannot sit back and watch anybody denigrating. We cannot watch. We can't sit back and watch anybody speak evil against him. A man who has given his own parents, his father and mother died in the course of this journey. He gave up his family, gave up his own life. Today, the only thing that Mazin Nandekan needs to do is to accept offer, and he will be out. There is nothing that they have not offered Mazin Nandekan. There is no price that has not been put before Mazin Nandekan. And he made it clear that he is unbribable. There's no price they have not put. And this innocent man is languishing in detention. And all somebody can do is to come and speak against him. And you think you will do that and go scot-free. You will never go free. God will never forgive you. Chukwu Okike Abiyama will never forgive you, no matter who you are. The innocent blood that is shed in Biafra land will hunt you down, whoever you are. The innocent blood that is shed in Biafra land today. Our heroes that are past will hunt you down. You will never know peace. As long as you have joined the group, that the only duty they have is to castigate Mazin Nandekan, to destroy the image of Mazin Nandekan. You will never know peace. The actualization of Biafra was revived by Mazin Nandekan. And from the moment he revived it to date, he has never deviated. Every single thing he has said in the past have come to pass. Every prediction he has made in the past, they have come to pass. None is remaining. The only thing remaining is the actualization of Biafra. The only thing remaining from everything Mazin Nandekan have said is the actualization of Biafra. So why wouldn't you believe him? Why won't you believe him? Why would you want to trash him? Why would you want to throw him to the background? Why would you like to relegate him to the background? Wherever you are as a Biafran, we must continue to defend our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And also our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, because Mazi Simon Ekpa paid his own price. He fought for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the best way he can. It is sad that today, we are not even fighting for Mazi Simon Ekpa. So many of us, we hardly talk about Mazi Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa defended Mazi Nnamdi Kanu until the day he was taken out. He was defended. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu legacy. Today, how many of us are defending Mazi Simon Ekpa legacy? Mazi Simon Ekpa is coming to court for his appeal on the 5th of August. What is your plan for him? We are talking about getting an international lawyer for him. What is your plan? In that unity of purpose, I don't care the group where you belong. I am asking you, each and every one of us, in your own group, when you go back to your group where you belong, ask them, how can they get Mazi Simon Ekpa out? What is their plan to get Mazi Simon Ekpa out in this appeal that is coming? Whichever group you are, ask your own group, ask them, what plan are you making to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa regain his freedom? That is question you need to be asking in any program you go in your own group where you belong. I don't have any problem you belonging to anywhere you want to belong. It is, you have freedom of association. You are entitled to associate with anybody you want to. You are entitled to belong to anywhere you want to belong. You are entitled to that. And you are also entitled to your opinion. But in the unity of purpose for which we all gather, the only thing that brought every one of us together that make us to know each other is Biafra actualization. I want you, whichever group you belong, when you go to your group, when you go to your section, raise your hand and ask them, what is the plan they are making to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa is properly represented in the coming appeal case on the 5th of August? This is a very important question that if every one of us begin to ask their group this question, if you begin to ask that, they will wake up. Those who are sleeping will wake up and they will do something. Mazi Simon Ekpa did this for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He made sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is properly represented. At a point in time, he took charge of the legal team, took charge of the health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and feeding. Ask your own group, whichever group you belong, ask them, what is their roadmap? What is their strategy to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa gets a proper representation on the coming case on the 5th of August? Ask that question to your group. It is very important. Very, very important. Yeah, Mazi Christian, I think Mazi Christian is very busy. He's having some issue. He said it last time. As you can see, my brother Gerard is asking for Bro Christian. Bro Christian is having some issues, but he's going to be back. He's open for issues, so he can't be able to join due to his work and other thing. But very soon, I think he's going to, when he settles his program and reschedule his time, he might be joining us again. He might be joining us. Thank you so much for asking. He's doing well, just some little challenges, but he's going to be back. He's going to be back. Thank you, Bro Gerard. So, my brothers and sisters, wherever you are, we must continue to ask this critical question. This is not the time to keep silent. Wherever group you are, be the eye. Be the eye of Mazi Simon Ekpa, any place you find yourself. In any group you find yourself, in any gathering, be the eye. Make sure you are the eye of Mazi Simon Ekpa there. when you join any group, ask them, what is your plan to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa is properly represented on the coming appeal on the 5th of August 2026? Ask that question and listen to the answer. Their answer will make you understand where they stand, if they are for him or against him. Because as you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today facing the challenges from the IPOB DOS, the same way DOS is fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there are people today under Mazi Simon Ekpa that are fighting him. There are people today under Mazi Simon Ekpa that are fighting him. The same way DOS is fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, blackmailing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, trying to take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out, trying to turn the Biafran people against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There are people that are doing the same thing to Mazi Simon Ekpa. So, whichever group you go, don't run away. Wherever you are, stay where you are, and ask them questions. What is your roadmap? What are you doing to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa is properly represented in the coming case? The past one have passed. Every one of us messed up in the first instance, in the first case. In that case, Mazi Simon Ekpa did not get any proper representation. He was not properly represented. And every one of us failed. We failed Mazi Simon Ekpa. We failed him. We could not present any single evidence against Nigeria. No single evidence was admitted against Nigeria. And that was why Mazi Simon Ekpa got sentenced. Every one of us failed him. But in this coming appeal, ask your group, let us be asking questions on time. What are they doing to see that our Prime Minister is properly represented? I will leave you there to go back with this information and make sure you get an answer. Whatever they answer you, it will help you to understand and know if the area where you are, if the people you are standing with, if your group is standing with Mazi Simon Ekpa or not with Mazi Simon Ekpa. That will help you to make an informed decision. So this is an assignment for everyone that is in the platform. Please share this program. Like and share the program. Even if it is one person that sees the program through you, it is going to go a long way. Many people don't know where we are broadcasting now because they hijacked our main channel. We are broadcasting with the backup channel. They hijacked our main channel. So before people can know where we are, it will take some time. That is why each time you join us, help us to like the program, help us to share the program so that other Biafrans will know where we are broadcasting so that our information can be going as it's supposed to go. Don't forget to ask that question. So let us go to the last phase of the program after this very short break.
Them say Tinubu don't follow for God now. Tinubu don't follow for God now. He want to take the tax chop off our head. Senate house fall and the criminals, country military fall and the terrorists. Injustice on Photoshop forget law for inside court. Changaro Republic at the government. Abubakar Malami don't fall for God now. Him and EFCC put leg for shit. Them say Sheikh Kukumi don't fall for God now. Because Donald Trump don't come to Machamo. He go matching Boko boys, matching terrorists. As the government knows that the way for kidnapping to stop. I make it don't fall for God now. They make Nigerians see one die for suffer.
Welcome back. Thank you all for joining, everyone for joining. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this program today. I can see my brother Ekene. Thank you so much, Ekene, for joining. Welcome you there, Ekene. I see my brother Gerard is there. Thank you so much, my brother Gerard, for being there. I see Udo. Thank you so much. Agudo. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I see my brother Kochux is there. Thank you, my brother Kochux. Ngozi Morin, thank you so much. Ngozi Morin, thank you. I appreciate you for being with us. And every other person that have joined, those who are watching, whether I mention your name or I didn't mention your name, you are a special guest. So let us try to reach out to others. They will know where we are and join us also. We are using the backup channel and we continue to use that until when we recover our channel again. Because the battle is not a small battle. We will continue to fight no matter how difficult it is. And at the end of the day, I believe that we have victory. So let us go to the media and get some media updates before we close the program. Let's go to the media updates. This one says 32 bodies, mostly infants, discovered in Kenya mass grave. You can imagine. 32 bodies, mostly infants, discovered in Kenya mass grave. This one is happening in Kenya. Millions of Nigerians living in fear under Tinubu due to rising insecurity. NRM presidential aspirant Onyemaechi. That is the truth. That is what is truth. Millions of Nigerians living in fear under Tinubu due to rising insecurity. It is the truth. Are they doing anything about it? Nothing. 1.6 billion Unilag hostel built by Tinubu's chief of staff now rent for nearly 1 million per bed space. Report. Imagine making money with people. See, 1.6 billion Unilag hostel built by Tinubu's chief of staff now rent for nearly 1 million per bed space. Imagine 1 million for bed space. Lord have mercy. Adamawa LGAs without mortuaries force family to travel miles to Yola to preserve their dead. Can you imagine? The entire village of Adamawa doesn't have mortuary. 2 women arraigned in Lagos over alleged abduction of 13-year-old girl. Nigeria. Watch panic as gun-wielding EFCC operative raid Kwara Polytechnics. You see? The same Kwara where terrorists are raiding. They will not go after terrorists. What are they raiding in school? EFCC operatives raiding Polytechnic. You are raiding Polytechnic in a state where terrorists are running rampage. They can't do anything. But look at what they are doing. In Polytechnic, their power is on their citizens, but they can't protect their people. God have mercy. CDHR reject Nigerian Power Minister Adelolu apology, demands resignation over outage. True. Terrorists insist on 1 billion ransom for abducted Kwara Ekwa Church members. Reject community 1 million offer. Imagine the demand of the terrorists. 1 billion. They are demanding 1 billion ransom for abducted Kwara Ekwa Church members. Reject communities 1 million offer. The boldness of these terrorists is one thing that people should understand. This is not happening once, not twice. In the same Kwara, constantly kidnapping in the same state, different group kidnapping and paying ransom, kidnapping and paying ransom. Constantly, with the government doing nothing about it. They kidnap, they pay, demand ransom, they show them on video, they issue statement, they make calls. In the same state, not a different, within a short space of time. And you call this contraption, Nigeria, a country. You still think that something is going to work for you in Nigeria. Sorry, you are only waiting for your own time to come. It's just a question of time. Every single one of you will be kidnapped. If you don't end the zoo, every one of you kidnapped. Market women, mechanic, others, storm mass, National Assembly, sick pension, healthcare for informal sector. Court fault procedural gaps in El-Rufai 1 billion suit against ICPC orders over Abuja residence search. Panic as gun-wielding EFCC operative raid Kwara Polytechnics community trigger student protest. Mad people. A sad day for democracy. Sowore denies courtroom press conference. Accuses NBA of peddling dangerous falsehood. Senegal appeal CAF decision tripping AFCON 2025 title at court of arbitration for sports. Falana held President Bokai as Liberia moves to enforce ECOWAS court victory for Mandingo people. You hail them for your country, you have lawlessness. Alric Air, shareholder, petition LPDC over alleged misconduct by Aspasanya in controversial receivership. Lawyers Temukun defend Sowore amid court conduct. Debate questions sanctity of courtroom with leaking roofs. Imagine. 3 dead as Hadas reprisal attack hit Nasarawa community near Abuja. Houses burnt. Every day the same news, the same bad news. Kuwait summoned Iranian ambassador issues protest note over missile strike. Our massacre suspect tells Abuja court DSS threatened to kill him. Feed body to crocodile. Iran rejects U.S. ceasefire proposal. Insists war will end on its own terms. Lists conditions. Anambra man arrested for allegedly killing cousin declares missing for 8 months, burying body in his compound. Former nurse becomes first woman Archbishop of Canterbury in over 1,400 years history. This the illegality in the this useless British people that I don't know the religion they belong, deceiving Christians. Iranian diaspora in South Africa accuses Tehran of mass killings, condemn Pretoria's silence. U.S. court find Meta YouTube liable for social media addiction in landmark verdict. Ex-UK Justice Minister who enacted drug laws now fines for crystal meth cannabis possession. UN adopts landmark slave trade reparation motion moved by Ghana despite opposition from US others. Article demands release of immediate trial. Article demands release or immediate trial of detained Kaduna cleric Sheikh Sani Khalifa. South Africa's top cop summoned to court over $20 million healthcare tender scandal. Terrorists invade Oro Ago community in Kwara, kill vigilante commander, shoot chief security officer. Kwara is gone. Kwara is gone completely. Kwara is gone. The Fulanese are not playing in Kwara. They're taking Kwara by fire by force. Pan Yoruba group urged Tinubu National Assembly to restructure Nigeria ahead of 2027 election. The amount I get restructure. When Shetima told you to restructure my food, they thought he was joking. U.S. congressman calls for state police in Nigeria to combat terrorism, middle belt violence. You people are not serious. Zimbabwe confirmed 15 citizens killed after being tricked into fighting in Russia-Ukraine war. Court admits fresh evidence against ex-minister Saleh Mamman in 31 billion EFCC fraud trial. Truck driver flee after killing dispatch rider on Lagos Expressway. Group blasts Nigeria government as nation ranked fourth most terrorized globally. Yes, Nigeria is the fourth most terrorized country globally. Number 4. The most terrorized country globally, number 4 is Nigeria. Fourth. Siam. Number 4. Among the most terrorized country in the whole world, Nigeria is number 4. Despite court order, MC Oluomo boasts only Tinubu can remove him as Nigerian Union of Road Transport Worker boss, Barua's lawyer, says. Of course, MC Oluomo is Tinubu child now. Maybe Tinubu picking. Agbero, they are the one that established the Agbero. You can't remove him. And then be president. I was handcuffed like a criminal, fed poorly for weeks since soldier dismissed for asking politician's son to join army fight terrorism. Just because he say make politicians put their children, make them join army, they arrest them, detain them. Terrorists invade Kwara Deputy Governor's Kayode Alabi's hometown, kill 2, injure security chiefs. And so they go anywhere, they go to any length. They go to any length. That is it. That's the terrorist. That's the video. Gunmen kill 6, including pregnant women, in fresh Kogi attack. Everywhere. Death. Right, left, and center. 24-year-old Nigerian get life sentence for brutal street murder of woman in UK. Iranian strike cripple US base across Middle East. Force troops to work remotely from hotel report. This one. You see, this one say Dambature. Dambature made the allegation during a press conference where he appeared alongside his 3 children in a video posted online by Arewa source. Defense Minister CG Musa with his aide Aliyu Anos Meguru are after my life. Mad people. Northern youth leader alleged threats from Nigerian Defense Minister Musa aide for condemning insecurity. You never see anything. Showore blasts shameless APC governors over viral video praising Tinubu amid insecurity hardship. That's what they do. Nigerian troops arrest 3 suspected terrorist informants in Plateau State. Stop ongoing killing of Nigeria or risk violent breakup. Former U.S. envoy warns Tinubu government. This is going to happen, whether they like it or not. This is where the Nigerian government is headed. They will not stop it. They are not ready. It is not a wishful thinking. It is not as if we are wishing them back. This is what is going to happen. Stop ongoing killing of Nigerians or risk violent breakup. Former U.S. envoy warns Tinubu government. They will not hear. No, they never hear. U.S. Saudi Arabia orders seek Ukrainian help with Middle East base amid Iranian strike. You see, Ukraine, even in war, people are seeking for their help. Ukraine, where they fight their own battle, even in the midst of their own battle, people are still writing them for help. U.S., Saudi Arabia, orders seek Ukrainians help with Middle East bases amid Iranian strike. One miner killed, another injured as bandits attack illegal mining sites in Plateau, clash with troops. Abia government reacts to arrest of army sergeant for alleged 111 million fraud after meeting with Governor Oti. Iran called on Middle East residents to identify whereabouts of U.S. troops. Lagos Task Force touts colludes to run Lagos Task Force touts collude to run extortion rackets, trap motorists for 150,000 naira. Relog alleges. That is what they do. They do it all the time. That is what they do. No hostel, no roofs, no teachers at Niger Government Secondary School, NASCO. Family of kidnapped Edo doctor, murdered brother alleged plots to compromise prosecution of suspects. That is Nigeria for you. They will compromise it. Family of kidnapped Edo doctor, murdered brother alleged plots to compromise accused suspects. They will compromise it. They will. EFCC probes Governor Sanwo-Olu's administration over Lagos contractors. Akoko. That is all we have for today, my fellow Biafrans. I appreciate every one of you that have been with us on today's program. We are still going to come back this evening by the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama and touch some very important issues also. May Chukwu Kabiama protect every one of you. I appreciate all of you. If you have not yet shared this program, please kindly like and share and invite others to join us on our evening program. Share it and let others see. May Chukwu Kabiama protect you and protect our leaders. Mazi Nandi Karo and Mazi Samunepa. I pray that no evil shall befall them. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again later in the day. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.
The very oldest language on the face of this earth.
But you know what? They would like you to believe that Samunepa is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.